Yo, what's up? My name's Seb and welcome to Jump Inside Games. Today we're doing a top 10 list of driving, traveling and transportation video games. Now, I just want a quick heads up. There is no particular order to this, so it's not like the number one game is at the end and that's the one you need to be looking forward to. This, for me, is a variety of different types of traveling, driving and transportation games, so you get kind of a variety to pick from if you want to have a go at one of them. So without no further ado, let's begin the video. So the first game on my list is Raft. Yes, this is a game where you're on a raft traveling across the ocean. What seems to be like the end of humanity has you gathering resources trying to survive on this raft. There are different locations like islands that you can travel to, and they might have some material around the islands or underwater on the islands. You can even craft a bucket of rocks to hold your raft still while you decide to explore on the island. But your overall goal will be to expand and gather more materials and unlock more items as you travel about in this game. In fact, as you proceed, you can turn your raft into a proper boat looking thing or a bigger raft. You can kind of decide what you want to do with it and you can make it look however you want it to look. This is a crafting game out at sea where you can be on a raft and make it bigger and better as you proceed throughout the game. Overall, that's Raft. I absolutely love it and yeah, it's an awesome game. The next game on our list is Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, this is a fun one, and most of you will be familiar with this because it's as simple as it gets. All this game is traveling. What you do is you select a job, and you have to deliver items from one location to another. Part of this game will be to come out of delivery locations with your items, and of course, it might be tricky to get trucks around different areas. That's one thing that you're going to have to conquer inside this game. You'll also be inside this mode most of the time where you can kind of see your speed, you can see the rear view mirrors, you can follow the sat nav, and there's even a speed limit, so you kind of have to keep to that as you proceed. But most of the time you'll be on motorways and you'll be driving at 50 or 60 miles per hour down the road at any one point. You've also, in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got how fast you're traveling. I'm currently traveling at 56 mph at the moment, miles per hour. And also you've got the destination time slot that you need to get there by and how long it's predictedly going to take. You've also got the current day and time on there. You've also got things like how much petrol you've got because you don't want to run out of petrol. And of course, there will be damage shown here as well. So, for example, if you damage your truck, you will see that little truck symbol go red and you will have to do something to fix it. You might be able to tow it to a nearby garage, or if you're like me and you're lucky, you might be able to get it out of a tight situation, hopefully. After driving a very long distance, go to the location and then select how you want to sell it. Do you want to get it to where it needs to be? Do you want to play it safe, or do you want to be in a hurry? It's completely up to you. If you're a perfectionist like me and you want to get it into a particular slot, you can do, and then you get a bit of extra XP for it, because every time you complete a mission, you'll get paid and you will get XP. You can spend that XP on your career and the skill menu, and you can use it on long distance, high value cargo, fragile cargo, just in time delivery, and eco driving, which will allow you to do more jobs throughout the game, as you can see on here. So there you go. That's the game for you right there. That's Euro Truck Simulator, and we'll move on to the next game. Give me an overly fast car in an open world area and you get Forza Horizon. This is Forza Horizon 5, one of my favorite Forza Horizons. I don't generally play a lot of racing games, but this is one that I actually quite enjoy playing. So let's go over what you do inside this game. First off, you make your way to a race icon. Race icon looks like this right over here on the side. Once you're over here, then you can begin to select what car you want during the race. Once you're in the race, you have a line that you have to follow. This line will tell you when to go fast and when to go slow. So if it's a blue line, that means it's straight so you can go fast. And then when it turns red, you have to go around corners, so you might have to go a little bit slower around them. Otherwise, you'll hit your car like I did just then. Now, you have to pay attention to your opponents, who will also be competing against you, and you'll have to slowly overtake them. You can't just immediately get to number 1, not unless you have a really super fast car, but yeah, just pay attention, slowly take over them when you feel the moment is right, and then try and win. Now, I haven't played this for a while, so for my first race playing inside this game, I got 4th place, which I don't think was too bad for my first time doing this. But after a while, I got very used to this, went to some other locations, and did some other races in different areas of the map. And in this particular race, I think I did pretty well, considering I got 1st place. After that, you'll be on the podium, and then you'll be given your XP for the race, and you get to watch your points go up. So yeah, awesome. And you might even get the option of spinning a wheel for a lucky prize. And this one I got 5,000 extra credit, so that's not bad. There are lots of different cars that you can get inside this game. Here's just a few of them that I'm showing you on the map right now that you can actually buy. Also, you can see the credits, how much you can spend on them in the bottom left-hand corner, and how much credits you have in the top right. So, obviously, a lot of these cars I can't buy, but there's a lot of cars on here. So, yes, very exciting. And obviously, as you can see right here, this is the size of the map. Well, I'm zoomed in quite currently. You can move this map marker around and you can just see how big the map is. So yeah, it's quite a nice map size. I kind of like it. It's good. Yeah, there you go. That's Forza Horizon 5. I love it. Let's move on. Now, I've got a few truck games inside this video. This particular truck game is called SnowRunner. As I say truck game, I'm currently driving a car, so that really doesn't have the explanation. But, yeah, this is a truck game. Let's skip to me driving a truck. Now, there are many different things you can do inside this game, but they all involve driving. I'll show you one example, which is what you get right at the beginning, which is fixing a bridge. Now, one of the things that you'll be challenged within this game is deciding which truck you want to drive. Because as you proceed inside this game, you'll be using a different amount of vehicles that each have their own strengths and weaknesses. And the other thing that you'll be managing is the environment, because not everything is a clean road. Sometimes you'll have to go off roads. In fact, quite a lot of times you'll have to go off roads, and you'll be stuck in things like mud, and you'll have to get out of it using certain features. For example, the winch, you can use it against a tree and try to pull yourself out of tight situations. Anyway, head on over and collect the materials that you need for the jobs. They'll probably be scattered along different areas of the map. And once you're all ready, go to the delivery location, drop off the material, and watch a cinematic of the bridge being built. And there you have it. That is SnowRunners. I absolutely love that game. I also hate the environment a whole lot more when it comes to muddy puddles. But yeah, you get the idea. That's SnowRunners. Now for a bit of a combo game of different kinds. This is about delivering goods on time while keeping your truck maintained as well as you're in space. This is Star Trucker, and it does a very good... So in Star Trucker, you basically drive a truck in outer space. It's a space truck, and it's deliveries. So you deliver items from spaceport to spaceport. That's basically what it is. You kind of don't want to hit your truck at all because you don't want your truck damaged. So you got to try and drive it as neat as possible. But you also want to deliver stuff on time, as you will be timed with all your deliveries. And you can go to different areas throughout the universe by traveling through these portals that take you to light speed. So, for example, line your truck up and have it correctly in position, and then you'll see the lights glow red, and then they will start to glow green. Once everything is perfectly aligned, click the switch and jump through warp speed. You might notice that as you're jumping through warp speed, the time actually goes up. So it goes from like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to like 11 o'clock. And you just want to be aware of that when you've got to deliver goods on times. Because it might seem like you have a long time, but then you jump through warp speed and the time increases. So pick your route and travel as quick as possible while trying to travel safely. Now you might think, oh, it's space. Why not just travel outside of these safety zones. Well, that's what they are, technically. They are actually safety zones. If you drive on out of these, you might see that you bump into different things like asteroids. Now, I didn't actually go outside of these things. I did for a little while, but I definitely avoided all the asteroids, so I can't show you me getting damaged. But yeah, there you go. That's what's happening outside of there. At different spaceports, you might see refueling stations, or you might see shops. I'll take you to this particular shop right over here, where you're able to see some items that they sell. So as you can see, they are selling power cells. We have 2 power cells already, but as you can see, one of them is kind of running on empty. So we are going to need some power cells just in case anything runs out. So select the ones that you want. Obviously, different colors might contain more power, so they might be a little bit more expensive. So you can buy and sell depending on what power cells you need and how much you want to use them for. The more you progress in this game, obviously you'll be able to afford the more expensive ones and the more expensive ones on top of that. And then once you're ready to put a new battery inside one of your power components that is running out, you can deactivate that via the grid, take out the cell that was originally inside there, and then put the new cell in, and then you can power that back on by the grid. Honestly, I really like the fact that there's a maintenance element inside this game, and it's set in space, because I absolutely love things that are set in space, and the fact that it's a delivery game that you have to get goods by on time. It just feels like a combination between a space game, Euro Truck Simulator, or a maintenance game that you have to keep updating this truck that you're inside. It's nice. I love it. Now, it's a top 10 video. There are lots of controls. I'm not going to go through every single one. I'd possibly just whack them all and just test out what controls do what, but just be a little bit careful. There is a user manual inside the dashboard that you can find. And overall, this is Star Trucker. I absolutely love this game. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, this next game I'm playing as a conductor on the game Train Sim World 5. Now, I absolutely love this game. Train Sim World 6 is actually currently out, so, you know, you can grab that one if you're into that. Basically, you play as a conductor, and your role is to collect tickets from passengers. Now, you can play this as a train driver. However, I'm not going to for this particular video. I'm just going to show you the kind of the conductor role, because I absolutely love this. All you do is basically go around the train and just collect tickets from passengers. And then after you've collected tickets from passengers, sit down and just wait for the next stop. Take a seat, take a ride, enjoy the ride. It's an experience, and it's fun. You know what? I would say that this game is definitely on the relaxing side of things. I'd say, you know, the driving the train is probably quite fun. Collecting passenger tickets is quite relaxing. I think it just depends on how you want to play it. Do you want to drive? Do you want to conduct? If you do want to conduct, you're just going to have a nice experience just sailing along with the ride and how it goes. Now, this game's on a track, so whether you're driving the train or whether you're a conductor on the train, I can see that this game might not be for everybody. It might get a little bit boring in some areas, but, you know, overall, if you are into trains, then this is an excellent game. I think this is perfect. Anyway, there you go. Let's move on to the next one. So this next game is a bit of a space experience. I absolutely love this game. This is Star Citizen. And one of the things I love about this game is the no loading screens, because I love a game that is so immersive that it doesn't add a loading screen. I'll just show you. I'll give you an example. So the first part is I'm going to order my ship to this hangar, and as you can see, you can literally watch the ship rise out through the ground. This is one of my favorite features. This is so awesome. Watch this. This is so cool. So it closes up and then it rises back open, and you can see the ship there as it rises up. Oh, how awesome that is. And as you can see, the ship gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Then you can see the true size of it as you walk up next to it. Now, once you're ready, step on inside, close the back door if you would like. I like doing that. It just makes it feel a bit more secure. And then it's off to find the driver's seat. Sit inside and radio and get ready for takeoff. And to this point, even as I'm rising this ship, there has not been a loading screen for me. There's been no skips or anything. You'll see skips because I'm making a video, but for me, there was no skips, no transitions or anything. I'm just literally walking into the spaceship, driving it, and moving this thing. And now I'm going to raise this, and I'm actually going to go all the way into space. Then what you want to do is find the location where you want to travel to. For me, it's ArcCorp, and I'm going to be light speeding my way. I say light speed, but I can still walk around inside this ship. The game isn't loading. This is still part of the game. I can still just move around inside my ship while I'm traveling this fast. Now, traveling away from a city is one thing, but approaching a city is another thing. So after I've done my light speed and I'm actually at the planet, I can now just spiel my way all the way to the city. And this is just excellent because the ability to see the city as you come close and as you approach it is just magical. Look, you see the city there just getting bigger and bigger and bigger until you realize the scale of this thing. Now, I've played Star Citizen enough to know exactly where the landing spot is, so I'm pretty much just going to drive over to this location, and then I'm going to radio in, and then I'm going to find my hangar spot to land my ship in. And from all the way to that previous planet to this new planet with this particular landing spot, there hasn't been a single loading screen. This whole traveling has been completely seamless. And this is kind of what this game is built for, because you can travel around this city and you can buy stuff and go to different planets and shoot things, but the majority of the time you're going to be flying around in your spaceship to get to places, and the spaceship needs to be good, and the space flying needs to be good, and they've done loads of different designs to loads of different spaceships, and the ability to just walk around inside them and to fly them, it just feels like a home away from a planet. And it makes the ship feel homely. And I love it. If that's got you interested in a space game, then I would consider checking this game out. Now, you want to make sure that your computer is up to stats, because this is quite a bit of a heavy game. But I will say this. I've only just scratched the surface of what this game has to offer. So if you like that little bit, you will like a lot of the rest of this game. That's just one of the key elements of this game, and I advise you to research more into this because this game is beautiful. Alright, now moving on to this next game. This is Taxi Life, a driving simulator. It's basically where you pick up and drop off passengers around the city of Barcelona, and it is what it says on the tin. You basically pick up passengers and you drop them off around the city of Barcelona. I mean, one thing about this game is that it's got your brake, it's got your go, it's got your stop, you've got third person, you've got first person. There's lots of different things that you've got inside this car that you can do because it's made to feel like a proper car. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Taxi Life, a driving simulator. I mean, to be fair, if you want to play a game where you just drive a car around Barcelona, pick up and drop off passengers, I mean, this is pretty much it. This is as simple as a driving simulator can get. I don't really need to talk about this game, but yeah, there you go. If you want to play a driving simulator where you're just driving in a car around Barcelona, this is it. I mean, I will mention I have done a video on this before, and yeah, there are different things like upgrades to your car and things that you can put on your levels and all that kind of stuff as you proceed inside this game. So yeah, no, it's, there is a little bit more to this, but overall, you're getting the Barcelona driving experience. The next game on our list is Descenders. Yes, this is a game where you're about to travel on a bike and do tricks and all that kind of stuff while traveling downhill. You have to complete courses getting to the end of each one, and your health is on the top left, and every time you crash or anything happens to you and you get knocked off your bike, you will lose a life. If you complete one of the top right challenges, so for example, one clean landing, if I get a one clean landing, I will gain a health by the end of the level. So for example, on this one, it's get 4 seconds of airtime. So what I'll do right here is I'll jump up and I will gain 3 seconds of airtime, and then I will do another one over here and I will get 1 more second of airtime, and I should be good. So now that's an extra health by the time I complete this particular race. On the top left there, it says last stand. That means if I crash, I have to revert all the way back to the beginning of the game. Or at least the beginning of this big square green map. Now, one thing I wasn't able to do, or something that I found very hard, was this particular stunt area. Basically, so what you got to do is you got to get to the top of the highest point in this map, where there's kind of like a flag on. However, getting there is actually quite hard to do. At least I found it quite hard because I couldn't quite get my bike to get on a particular location, and I kept falling off every time I did. However, that's just a quick snippet of the game, Descenders. There you go. And yeah, move on to the next game. Alright, so the last game on our list is Mini Metros, and it's quite a nice little simple game, this. All this is just a basic, it's a basic management type game. And kind of the goal and the objective is to make sure that none of the stations are overly crowded. That's pretty much all it is. You're not allowed to have overcrowded stations. Now, all these big shapes, these big bold ones like the triangle and the circle and the square, all these shapes are stations. Then you've got the slightly smaller shapes, which are also triangle, circle and square, that are next to each of these stations. They are the passengers. And then when you have these rectangle-y cart things, these are your trains, they will go to the stations and pick up the passengers and then drop them off at the location that they want to be at. So for example, if a passenger is a circle, they want to go to a circle station. As the level proceeds, more and more stations start appearing, and you have to add them in to your line, and you have to make sure that they're not overcrowded. Now, this gets a little bit complex when you've only got 3 or 4 lines of trains to work with, and you've got loads of train stations that are like there's multiple circle train stations and multiple triangle stations on the map. You start having to think exactly how you want the train line to run without having it overcrowded at any station. As you proceed, you will start unlocking more trains, more train carts, more train stations appear throughout the map. You get more lines, so you can have multiple train lines going. So overall, you do get this looking very busy, so you have to kind of manage everything. And it only takes one tiny hiccup for you to screw up and for the whole train stations to be overcrowded like I accidentally did here. And as you can see, there are loads of different maps you can do. You first start off with London, Paris, and New York City, and then it just loads more after that. So yeah, that's the game. That's Mini Metro, and yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. That's my top 10 list. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy the video, then please don't forget to consider to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on another Jump Inside video. Goodbye.